They will not force us. They will stop degrading us. They will not control us. We will be victorious. Hi Neverland, Ty here again, Rant to Own, Part 3. Been a while, huh? It has been a while. Allow me to scroll with my mouse here. I wanted to share something with you guys first, before I went ahead and did anything else. This one's going to be interesting. This is dated back, I'm on my Facebook page right now. This is dated back from January 11th, 2012 at 3:02 a.m. I have this tendency to write things, jot things down, use my mentality. I try to keep the mental in mentality. That is the way I was raised. That's the way that I learned how to focus and how to be. For those of you, before I read this, I want to take 1 minute and apologize to those who I gave the warning shot to that I was going to be putting this video up, and then it took me about almost a month to get this done. Now, I'm apologizing to those who stuck by me, who gave me notes and messages of encouragement, saying, I really love what you're doing. I really like what you did with that. I really think that this is cool. When's your next one coming? When's your next one coming? When I did the first Rant to Own video, I didn't think it was going to be like this, huge thing in the small community that I'm in. I don't do this for recognition. Not necessarily. Selfishly, maybe a little bit. I don't do it for views. That's true. I try to stay off the radar, and I've laughed at myself about this before, as you've already seen. I still feel the same way. I still feel very, humble to the fact that I can get this out on film or get this down on paper or, share my thoughts with at least a small chunk of something. Maybe they can learn something from it, and that's why I do it. Maybe they can learn to be more honest for themselves. I'm not acting like some beacon of honesty. I'm not saying I'm the most honest person in the world, although I probably am. Dare say. Easy. Comments, don't do it. Anyway, but it's the only way I know how to express my feelings, and it's how I am as a person. I never thought in a million years I'd be doing videos. I never really thought that I'd take the time and really sit back and go, yeah, I think I'll record myself today. It wasn't me. I'd never do that, It's weird. It's a very strange concept. But I want to thank those, as well as apologize to those that have stuck by me. A huge thank you goes out to the people that give me support. Because in my life, and I'm going to sound dramatic in all these, I'm sure. I'm just saying it. I don't give a damn how you take it. I really don't. I don't care. Just thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sending me encouraging and positive messages and emails and whatever. I think it's great. I really think that there is life on this planet when that happens. I want to give a shout out to some people before I start swearing my head off and drinking my Dr. Dope. Almost said it. That's copywritten. Can't do it. Almost drinking my Dr. Pepper. And there's two people that come to mind first who've stuck by me, who wanted to see me succeed. They know the theory behind what I do. They've taken the opportunity, get this, they've taken the opportunity to really sit back and talk to me as a person, as opposed to just a face on YouTube or, some personality, because I'm not. I'm just me, Ty the bad guy, That's what I call myself, so I guess that means I'm a personality, to the very small meaning of the term. I want to give a huge shout out to Flavio Di Giovanni. He's on... and Danny Mala. Okay, they're both on the same channel on YouTube. Actually, Flav has two channels now. Flavio has one of his own. Anyway, you're going to have to go check him out. I think I put them over enough, right, Flap? So shout out to you guys. Love you both very much. Thank you very much for, commenting, because you're the only people that do, really. I mean, and hi Stephanie Starr too. Shout out to you. I don't really know you that well, but I'd like to, Shout out to those three, because they've been the only ones that really commented on anything, other than, my little brother or a good friend of mine. So, and I've asked for people to comment and, make suggestions or whatever. Speaking of that, one more thing before I get to the video. I've decided to cancel Vlog Roulette because I've said, please give me your one word, and nothing happened, Ms. Lab, I'm not talking about you, not at all, because you already given me a word for the first one, so thank you. I'm going to cancel that, and we'll just keep doing these, I think, because I'm so good at, keeping these up and, trying to get at least one a month out. I know I keep saying it, but realistically, come on. I don't want to lie to anybody. I've been busy. We'll get to that. Okay, so here's where it said. Parents, you have 5 seconds to get your children out of the room. If the kids are still watching this, you need help. You need guidance, being a guide. So kids, if you're watching this, please leave now or shut it off. You have 5 seconds. Must have drank myself about 15 these Dr. Peppers. Okay. Here we go. Rant On Part 3. Thank you for waiting so long. Here it is. I'm going to take the opportunity to read what I have here on my Facebook page that I've written, as I just said, because I think it applies. I think it does. I think it really applies to your surrounding area. I know it surely does to mine. Being all nostalgic lately and looking back on things, looking back on good times that I've had. The feeling of negativity has always been there. I'm not gonna say all this stuff just to look for pity from you, because I don't need it. I'm just literally giving you my 2 cents worth, even if it's worth that much. I doubt it, but I'm gonna wrap with you just for a minute. I'm gonna read this. I was initially gonna do my other note, POP, Positions of Power. But I decided to put that up on my own Facebook page anyway, so this way everybody can read it. If you didn't want to read it, fine, it's up to you. It's nice to have options, right? Okay, so this one's called Just a Hint, The Stick or the Cage. I still remember the night when I wrote this. This is pretty much how I felt back then, and not much has changed now. So I figured I'd share it with you. I mean, if you don't want to listen to me go on and on, it's a short one. I mean, I'm looking at it on the screen right now, and it's not that long. Bear with me. If you don't want to watch, then shut me off now and fucking go do your own goddamn thing. I just felt like it had to come out, and I just had this light bulb in my head. Again, initially it was going to be the first one, but that one's a bit longer, and I seem to have this way of blabbing on for minutes at a time. So let's get to it. So this is called Just a Hint, The Stick or the Cage. And again, it was written January 11th, 2002 at 3:02 in the morning. I have a tendency to do that. I'll read it to you. I don't know, maybe you can provide your feedback. I mean, not that you guys are fucking great at comments anyway, because it's just like watching crickets chirp, man. So I'm just going to throw it out there. You do whatever you want with it. Alright, so let's move me to the side a little bit, because I don't really like to see myself and whatever. Here's what it says, and I quote myself. I always wanted to say that. I have discovered just how belligerent this world can be in my surrounding area, and find myself not wanting to be a part of it. Getting a lot of questions about, see, it's hard for me to see in the dark, but hey, whatever, I'm doing my best. Getting a lot of questions about why I don't look so happy, why I'm not the same Ty everyone remembers, and a lot of other prodding and personal questions, therefore leading me to the same conclusion. Listen, if I wanted to appease to everyone around me to satisfy their needs and greed and wants, I'd be freaking Santa Claus. Only one issue with that. Santa isn't real. Oh, I didn't even want to say that. That's okay, the kids are out of the room, right? Jesus, alright. I've seen so much anger, greed, arrogance, etc. going on around me in this world on a daily, let alone hourly basis. The funny thing is, it's usually by individuals that can't back up what they claim, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my adult life while being aware. I've mentioned previously how there are people in the positions of power who couldn't even measure up to what they sell, let alone do what they're told by specific instruction to be leaders this world needs. During my studies, sadly, I was correct, and I shake my head at the whole thing. It's not just one case. No. I actually said that. It's the same repeated pattern that you experience everywhere. When did the honest ones, the good, the strong-willed, and the decent characteristic type of individuals get the short end of the stick, and how does it happen? Why can't the honest ones, the ones that bust their asses out of decency and respect, let alone honor, get what's rightfully theirs? Where in all of humanity's history does it say that evil should always prevail? I propose a challenge, if you're not too consumed with yourself and not too busy to take 5 or seconds out of your itinerary to focus on the individual that you see next to you. You see this person next to you has a hard life, has hard bumps he or she has taken. You know that same one that looks up to you as a person/leader. Notice their head down. They're probably shaking. They need your nourishment, guidance, and love. Notice for 4 or 5 seconds, if you dare, just how wonderful their spirit is. Look how they hang on your every word. They even know your favorite color, what baseball team you like, etc., etc. I challenge you to kick them right in the face, punch them until they bleed, stab them with sharp objects, and dare you to watch what they do to you in return. Ooh, I like that. So, this always stuck out in my mind too. This is something I came up with. It's a theory. And this is what this whole note's based on. For those of you on my Facebook page, I invite you to read this just after I just read it to you. Just, in case you want to take a look at it for yourself. I'm really proud of myself. I came up with this, and I'm not doing that. I don't do that shit. I'm not a fathead. Fuck that shit, man. And I'll get to that in a minute. And this applies to this too. It's the dichotomy between a caged animal and a person with a stick. Okay? Ever see a caged animal try to bite you while you poke at it with the big stick or laugh at it, taunting it until it can't take the abuse anymore? And then I go on to say, which would it rather be? Which would you rather be? The one with the ego, the arrogance, the non-existing listening skills, the disrespect, and I'm sure I could go on with that one, absolutely. Fuck yeah. And that's the one with the stick. You're the person with the stick poking at the badger or animal or, victim, we'll say. Or the one that's dying on the inside is frustrated, angry, hates the world, the one who needs love, affection, care, and an ear every now and then. And that's the caged animal, the victim. Decide fast before you're consumed by the things you can't afford. Good luck finding yourself in this world. Be a guiding light, be the beacon of hope, be Superman. Superman. This world needs you. Let go of yourself and wake the hell up. So there's the note. That's what I wrote. January 11th, 2012 at 3:02 in the morning. That's crazy, man. That is fucking nuts. All right. I hope you enjoyed that little note. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I still remember the mental frame that I was in when I wrote that, when I typed that out. On Notepad. It wasn't actually initially on Facebook and the notes section. It was literally on Notepad, and I'm sitting there tapping my fingers on the desk like this, right? I'm thinking, well, I don't want to offend anybody, but I gotta get this out. And heaven shield I offend any of you stupid motherfuckers out there. I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody. I just mean to tell you the truth. I've lost good friends, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. I've lost good friends to the same thing. I have, I've hurt their feelings, or maybe I was acting like the fuckhead. I don't know, which I'm getting to. And there is a logical explanation for it. People can't handle sometimes what I have to say, and even sometimes I can't even handle what I have to say to people. You know, drunk, sober, you know what I mean, inebriated, whatever, it doesn't matter. Even I can't handle saying it. And I gotta tell you, that kid on the inside of me always screams out, cries out for attention sometimes, you know. And I'll go ahead and say it, you know, and that's the reason why maybe I'm such a prick, you know, most of the time, because I'm still that inner kid that's angry now. The child inside of me has fucking been underneath a lot of turmoil, a lot of stress, simply because of the outer casing. The adult on the outside has gone through so much and hasn't let the kid grow up. You know what I mean? At least not properly. I mean, I'll admit it, man. I didn't grow up the very best. Hooked on alcohol for God knows how long. Still drinking. You know, still have my battle with it. I've said this before. I've already said it. You know, the inner kid needs to come out, and the inner kid needs to come out and be happy instead of coming out and being ragey. I think I'm almost getting down to the point where I'm being tired of being the caged animal, the dude that you're poking with the fucking stick, because, you know, and now I'm starting to fight back. I've been thinking about this a lot lately too, especially since I promised you guys I'd make a video, you know, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, X amount of time ago, whatever. I've been thinking about this, and what I do is I work, and when I'm working, and I call it dancing with the mop. It might sound fucking almost said that word. I don't want to offend anybody, right? So my version of that word almost came out. Okay, I don't, you know, whatever. We all use it, whatever. When I dance with the mop, I have, and it's going to sound really ridiculous, but I have time to think for myself while I'm listening to my tunes in my ears. I always have to stay distracted with music because I'm all about music. And I have a chance to be philosophical, you know. I really get down to the heart of things, and I really figure out for myself, you know, where I should be mentally before I act on things, and I really take the time to think. Which is a lost art, mind you. Thank you very much, Neverland, you fucking pricks. But anyway, you know, and all these characters around me, and all of the, you know, whatever that's around me all the time, I just take a minute. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta take that fucking minute, and you put your tunes in your ears, and you might even be mopping the floor, but just ideas pop in your head. I don't know, man. It's weird. You know, yeah, I take the time to do it. And, I mean, thank God for that. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, really mopping? Like, okay, you know, like it's news to me. For me, at least I have time to do that. You know, I make the time to do that for myself, you know, by myself. Because in that moment, nobody, just like this therapy, I call it therapeutic. Just like this, nobody can interrupt you, you know. You don't hear the phone ringing. You can probably hear the cat snoring, you know, Lisa's cat snoring. Oops, I just named her. Yes, she does exist. Precious is snoring right over there. That's the cat's name, Precious. I didn't name it. It's Lisa's cat. Fuck off. Anyway, darling, 11-year-old, 12-year-old cat. You know, at least I take the time, pardon me, to do that for myself. Because I know how harsh I can be. I know first, okay? So, fuck you, I know first. They've called me hard on myself. You know, I'm going to use they. Because I don't want lawyers showing up at the door. I don't want anybody offended, you know. So, this is just a general, which is bullshit, and I'm sorry, but, you know, whatever. Just whatever. About that same time that I wrote that note, my point being, you know, speaking of taking time for yourself and trying to get back what, you know, was what's rightfully yours, because everything that was mine was taken from me. including sanity, I think, at one point, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm always nuts. I've always been crazy, but that point in time, around 2012, 2011, 2012, I went back to church. I know, right? What? Yeah, I know. Okay, take two. I don't obviously just look like the guy. You know, I get a lot of blame anyway. I don't edit. I told you, I don't edit. Fuck it. I went back to church and tried to find myself because I took it upon myself to make the time to do that. So that's what I did. Fast forward, we'll say fast forward till now. The fact that I did that for myself, the fact that I do things for myself that a mature adult should do, this is what people have said about me behind my back, to my face, whatever. I go to find my own mentality, my morality, the difference between good and bad. They call me brainwashed for doing it because I was touched with morality, with, you know, not religion, but touched with spirituality for myself. I tried to clean and cleanse the inner child that's angry. And you call me brainwashed. Okay, now I was going to bring up a side window for the definition of Webster's dictionary of what brainwashed is. And you're not going to see my picture beside that word. I go to date somebody at first when my life changed over and everything. And it's always been about people's acceptance, I guess, at some point for me. Role models' acceptance, because I didn't know where I fit in, and they're obviously not that great at, you know, taking care of somebody that needs a role model in their life, because I haven't had one since I was a kid, and I lost my dad, you know. I go to date this woman, or I go to whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, I'm attracted to a certain person, and this is all based on hearsay, and this is behind my back. They called me a chubby chaser. Really? How shallow of a human being do you think I am? How shallow am I? Just because somebody's overweight, it gives you the right to look at me and call me a chubby chaser? You know, I like fat chicks. I'd love to see you say that to their face. I'd love to see you say that to them. Love to. I'd sit back with popcorn. I'd even bring whatever you want, man. And I'll be like, okay, cool, right on. How about I get fat watching you call that girl fat? Good luck. Because it would take about 5 seconds for them to go. Okay, then that's cool. And there's other things that have been said about me, and there continues to be. Because I'm weird, right? Because I'm a little off the wall. I'm a little off topic. I'm just, you know, I'm underneath where I'm, you know, trying to be in the public eye. But even though this is, it's just a big mess. I know. It's hard to describe where I'm coming from in one sentence. Because if I try to do that, this would be a hell of a lot longer of a video than what you're thinking. Because the last one, I always said I wasn't going to ramble on too long, but it's 27 minutes. And right now it's at the 23 mark. I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying, okay? Before you judge me, before you look at me and say, I'm this, while you're being that, before you do that, Neverland, take a minute. Take a second. Realize who you have in front of you before you start judging them. And realize, before that even, I don't trust most of you to sit the right way in a fucking toilet seat, but realize who you are first before you say that about them. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of animosity that shouldn't be there. I am not one person to be jealous of. I don't have much. I mean, I got the world. I mean, yeah, but it's mine. It's mine. I don't want for much. I live pretty simply. I don't own fucking cable. Thank God. I poison my brain with this stupid contraption in my Xbox. You know what I mean? I don't watch Netflix that much, you know. I don't watch porn. I know, woo, shocker, right? You know, a guy finally says he doesn't watch porn or whatever. I actually don't. Just leave me alone. Just leave me be. I'm not out to hurt anybody, not intentionally, you know. Smarten the fuck up. Brainwashed? Okay. All right. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I can understand that. Problem is, you're wrong. And the only reason why you're wrong is because you haven't taken the opportunity to do it for yourself before you judge somebody else. Ooh, see what I did there? I feel exhausted now because that only took me like 2 seconds to say it. Man, I'm so tired. Oh, I need more Dr. Pepper. Copyright. Oh, man. I feel like I just ran a marathon, right? I'm not a rich man. I don't have a lot of money. But the love that I get from where I go look for love, I get love. And that makes me the richest man in the world. Stop talking about me behind my back. But I'll tell you, I'll dare you to say it right in front of my face and watch me size you up and see how you feel. Sorry, but I'm not. I had to say it. I had to fucking say it. And while we're on the topic of that, these egos from longtime friends of mine have got to go. I think it's time for some new friends. I think it's time for a kind of a change, you know. Because I'd rather be positive as a human being, you know, in such a negative environment, a job that fucking just, oh my fuck. I can't believe I'm still there. If it wasn't for all the regulars coming in, I don't think I would be. If it wasn't for my partner in crime that also works with me, I wouldn't be. She observes everything too, man. You know, I don't ever bring her up because she's protected. You know, she can take care of herself. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, she can. You know. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's time to change the environment. I think it's time to stop ranting about it and actually change it. But see, I'm capable of that. I can do that. I'm what is it, Astar? I'm a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't, so stay safe. You know? Most of you probably go, what the fuck did you just say, man? Look it up on YouTube. Astar the robot. You'll understand. It's time for a change, I think. It's time to stop being made fun of and ridiculed for the simple things that I do. I don't do much. I keep to myself. I don't see many of anybody at all. You know, if pizza were fucking sex, I'd be happy. That inner child would just be giddy and woo. I know that almost sounded wrong, but you understand what I mean. Oh, shut up. But yeah. Yep, that's my life, man. That's some of these so-called friends of mine. I don't know, man. They've changed over. You know, yeah, I've changed as a person too. But remember, I'm brainwashed, so I can do whatever I want as long as they tell me what I'm doing, right? But see, they don't tell me what I'm doing. I tell me what I'm doing. But I'm brainwashed. Okay, so we'll just go with that. I'm brainwashed. Yeah, there's a change in me, but unless you really, and nobody has, honestly, unless you really sit down with me and ask me, okay, what, if you're confused about something, by all means ask me a question. You know, if you're curious about something, it's the human curiosity. Ask me a question. I will answer you. That's, you know, same thing, I hope, if I were to ask you a question, even though you talk out of this side of your mouth and I talk out of the front side, because I don't talk out of sides of my mouth. I'm not a politician. I don't lie very well. If I ask you a question, hopefully you'd answer me. Show me the same respect. You know? You'll never catch me saying one thing like a label like that on somebody behind their backs. I'd rather just say it to their face. You never hear me call somebody brainwashed. Even though it'd be easy. It really would. Because I am, again, the observer in the corner. You know, now I'm just rehashing stuff from old videos. But I'm making a point. If you don't like me, fine. I can deal with that. I really can. I'm not here to be liked. You want to talk about me? Great, because it just keeps my name out there and the joke's on you. Free publicity for me. You want to talk about me? Talk about me. Make yourself look good at my expense. But see, here's the thing. There's no expense there because I don't do anything for you to be talking about me like that. About. I almost couldn't say that. I don't get it. I don't understand. Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, you want to talk about me, you're gonna. So, oh, that Tyler guy, what a fucking asshole. Yeah, well, duh. You know. And that's fine. You can tell me I have attitude all you want. You can say that I have the world's smallest fucking dick all you fucking want to. I don't do the penis size thing. I don't do the alpha male caveman beat on your chest fucking horse shit, because that's immature. I think I'll leave it right there. I think I've said enough. It's been over 31 minutes, coming up on 32. It says on my timer anyway. Good for me. I think I kind of owe it to you guys, you know, for... When's your next one coming out? Here it is. I'm sorry it took me so long. Obviously, I am a busy character. Just had my birthday, my 33rd birthday. Holy shit, I made it older than Jesus. You know, the physical Jesus. I just look like the guy. What the fuck do I know? And one more thing before I go. One more thing. In my inbox on YouTube, there's a lot of hate mail. Which have since been deleted because I'm not going to read them. And there's been some positive things. I mostly just get positive stuff on Facebook, which is great. If I have you on there, you're there for a reason. All the hate mail, the last one that I remember physically, that I remember reading, was at least 3 months ago. I'm glad to see everybody agrees with the things I'm saying. At least they can take that into account for themselves, and then they can somehow relate. That's what the purpose behind my videos are. Somebody's getting it. Still, slow golf clap for you. Very good. Very, very good. That's good, because that was my intent in the first place. You know? But what do I know? I'm just misunderstood, right? Brainwashed. The brainwashed Chubby Chaser. Yeah, because you guys are all good at what you do. Remember that kid that used to, you know, come out and be happy and bubbly and, you know, remember that inner child that you have too? Yeah. Yeah, you're all great at what you do. So thanks for that. There's also one thing you have to remember. Ty doesn't forget. I don't forget. I do forgive a lot, though. That'll be changed very shortly. Any hoozles. Now that's one guy I fucking miss right there. Told you right to your face how it is, and told you he loved you and doesn't have to. I'm not going to name him, but I miss him. That's it for me. For now. I'm not going to guarantee when I'll be back. Because I'm tired of saying, oh, one a month, or, you know, I'll try to get to maybe 2 months down the road. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay? I'll get to it when I can get to it. But just keep those messages coming in. I do see them. Excuse me. When I'm off late at work, I do log in. Pardon me. Pepper, you've got pepper kickback. I do read them when I come home from work at late hours and stupid hours at night. But I do get them. Thank you for that, for all the support that each one of you has given me so far. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that. There needs to be more of that positivity in our lives. That's one shining example, I would say, to sound like a cheese ball. I don't give a damn. Support is a way of showing respect. It's a way of showing love for somebody. Keep it coming. And I promise you I'll try to stay in touch and do the same thing. I do check out your videos. And I think it's great. I mean, I've seen a lot of really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Just keep doing what you're doing. It makes me feel better as a person to see a community, to see people actually connecting with one another. I love that. The networking that goes on. I think it's great. That's what we need. That's what I believe in. You guys are awesome. The handful of you that I know personally, or I'm just getting to know. You guys are awesome. I remember one night, real fast before I go. Remember one night I was reading some comments on somebody's video that was getting picked on real bad. I'm not going to mention any names or nothing, but I remember seeing this big comment strand of some of you that I've kept in contact with, giving this person in the video support and not to worry about the haters and all this other stuff. And a tear came to my eye. I thought that was beautiful. I'll admit it, man, I'm a softie, whatever. Obviously, I wear my heart in my sleeve, I'm pretty sensitive. But I thought that was amazing. I thought that was really cool. And to see the person's reaction back to that was amazing. Yeah, so that being said, I hope, for the love of fuck and all that's holy and pure, that you're taking care of yourselves. You can take what I said with a grain of salt, whatever, but that's exactly what it is, just a grain of salt. I'm tired of being made fun of. I'm getting tired of belligerent bullshit. I'm getting tired of the egos and the icons. I'm tired of it. And I'm fighting back. That's your warning shot, because you only get one. You just heard me say it. And if you don't like it, you can join the Shark Tank. My block list on YouTube, or on Facebook, excuse me. No, YouTube too, yeah. I call it the Shark Tank, because you can all collectively fucking bite me. And you should see the Shark Tank. It's massively long. And there are some characters in there. There are some egos and icons in there. Who's next? Right? That's the only thing you think of. But for now, you guys take care of yourselves. I'm peacing out. I'm going to go spend a quiet evening by myself and reflect on what I just said, Sorry again it's taking me so long, but my life gets in the fucking way. So if you can't understand that, you need to rethink some shit for yourself. I want the belligerence and the arrogance and the labeling of me to stop, and the labeling of others to stop, and the racism, and that's all I can think of for now. Negativity eats you alive. It sucks out the life from everybody. It's time to stop that. Put an end to it. I feel sorry for the next person that comes up to me and tries to call me out. I feel real bad for them. Mightier have fallen. Anyways, peace out. I'm gonna go take it easy. And that's what I'm gonna fucking do. Remember to keep the mental and mentality. You can. You can do it. You can do it. I'm living proof you can do it. It's time to focus and start paying attention. and stop doing this and do this. Hashtag just saying. Ciao for now, Neverland. You still know not what you do. You're horrible. And I wouldn't wish you on anybody else in the world. There's people starving in Africa that look forward to the sun coming up every day. You know. You're not that damn important to the world. You're just a speck. Guilty as charged, and I just proved it. Quit being fatheads, because it looks fucking ridiculous. Yep, guess that's it for me. So, deuces. Whatever negativity you bring forward, I hope you choke on. Ciao.